Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. What's up? It's your boy DJ Mad Scientist. All right, listen. I'm trying to. Let me go ahead and give you my BS. um, my BS excuse for all my YouTube followers. I'm really working on being on time. Okay, for the lives. Like I want a set time of 6 p.m. um, so that everyone knows, like, oh, okay, it's 6 p.m. Mad Scientist is going on live on YouTube. Now, for people that are listening on the radio, doesn't matter because this is pre-recorded. By the time you hear it is always on time because I pre-record this and then I send it over to the radio station and they put up and they do their magic. But for those who follow me on YouTube, I'm going to start. I'm going to start committing to being on time. Okay, it's just me by myself, and so therefore it's a lot of things I'm doing beforehand, and then I want to get those things done before I really get started on what I'm doing here. Okay, so I don't have to concentrate on all the technical stuff. I can just go ahead and just give you guys everything that you guys come here for, and full energy, full entertainment, um, and just give you 100%. Give it all. Okay, so let me go ahead and get into this introduction. Hey, what's up? This is Mad Scientist on an all new Power 97.5 LA. Today we are just talking music, where we bring you vital information about music production, promotion, and distribution every week right here. We on the iGlobal Radio app. Download the app from your favorite app store or go to the website iglobalradio.com. That's iglobalradio.com. All right. So for those who are new to this, um, I do a show every week. It's about 50 to an hour, 60 minutes, 50 to 60 minutes, where I talk about music marketing and just the elements, and I break it down into various elements. And so right now we're talking about music promotion. Now, there are times where I step away from music marketing and I may talk about things that are happening in the music industry. Say, for example, we had the Clips album drop and I gave a reaction. Okay. So if things like that happen, then yeah, I'm going to break away from our normal programming and get into things like that. I'm not going to review every album that comes out. Like, yes, there was someone that dropped today. I can't think of it. I got to get to it. I'm so far behind. Metro Boomin dropped today. I'm not doing a reaction video for Metro Boomin. Not that he's not important. He is. From what the early reactions that I've seen, it's a real fun album. That's what I've heard. It's for the clubs, and it's something that sounds like when he was in high school. So it's probably early 2000s. Now, if I listen to it and it's just that fire, then yeah, I will do a reaction. But the Clips was a little different, only because I'm not going to go back into what I said before, but the Clips was totally different. If you want to see or want to hear what I talked about before, you can always go to my YouTube channel. That's Mad Scientist, MADD Scientist. Find me on YouTube, and you can go ahead and look at that reaction. I liked it, by the way. But when there's something, that's, really, really important to hip hop, I will break away. But for the most part, I try to stay as music marketing with specifically within music marketing, there's four elements. There's the product development, there's the promotion, there's the pricing, and then there's the placement. I pretty much focus on promotion and product development. The reason why people listen to me and they come here to my YouTube channel or they come to the radio station is because I am a resident DJ. I'm also a radio host. So I give you inside perspective on, what a radio DJ or radio host and a nightclub DJ or an event DJ is expecting from the music, so that you as independent artists can start to um, understand what it takes in order to get your music played, okay, other than by your friends, okay. And so, I give you that inside information of what I'm looking for. I give you that inside information of how your music, how you need to, what just things you need to think about when you're creating your music, or tactics that you can use to promote your music. Right now, we're doing a 4-part series. This is part two. I'm doing a 4-part series on social media promotion. So the first part we dealt with Instagram. The second part is going to be TikTok. Um, then I'm going to go into YouTube, and then the last part will be um, not thinking of my words right now. DJ record pool. Okay, so these will be tactics that you can use in order to not only promote your music but your events and your brands. Okay, I don't really go into Facebook. Not that I cannot. I do work on Facebook, but for most of my audience, Talk and Instagram, because that's the platform that most use Facebook. So if you guys want me to do something on Facebook, just hit me up in the scientists. I like to hear what you're. So if you could like and subscribe, and then hit the notification bell, I appreciate that. But at the same time, I want you to know that everything I'm doing is real. It's authentic. Okay. So that being said, with TikTok, for those who don't know, there is going to be some changes. Right now, there hasn't been changes because the president has been giving the TikTok company, 3-month extensions. Okay. But in the last administration under Biden, uh, essentially Congress said, it passed a law that said TikTok, for national security reasons, has to be sold, because to an American buyer, um, primarily because right now it's owned majority wise by the Chinese government. And although we don't care, uh, you know, because like for me, I'm not putting my social security number on TikTok. Okay. I'm not giving TikTok information that I don't want the world to know about, right? I'm only giving them what I think I want people to know. And if people in China know, even better. That's how I think. But the United States Congress has felt like, no, for its reasons, which I'm not going to really get into because I really don't know. I really don't care. But they've decided that, yeah, it's a national security risk for China to own TikTok. Okay. Um, we had no say in the matter. It's a law, and it was under Biden. Now under Trump, he's kind of given them 3-month extensions, but can't do that in perpetuity. I think what they're really trying to do is get TikTok to an American buyer. Okay. Now, as we know, when Elon Musk took over X, which was formerly Twitter, it changed. Twitter changed. A lot of things changed. Now, a lot of people didn't like the changes. So Twitter right now, I'm still on Twitter, but a lot of people didn't like the changes. I stay on Twitter because again, I'm not giving, you guys the government me. I'm not putting out I just use it as a tool. So I personally, yeah, I see the changes in it. It's more right wing, but I realize that for me, I'm into music. I don't care what your political views are when you like my music. I'm not trying to get into politics of who you are. If you like my music, you like my music. Okay. So for me, I didn't see a need to change. Okay. Um, and it's up to you if you want to stay with these platforms. So I'm pretty sure the same thing is going to happen when TikTok transitions over to a new owner. The new owner is going to control certain aspects of it. They may change certain elements within it, and so we'll see what happens. That being the reason why I'm explaining that to you is for two reasons. Number one, a lot of what I'm going to tell you now today is based upon what TikTok is now. Okay. And number two, full disclosure, I stopped investing into TikTok. I stopped putting money into it. So you're going to see my likes and views be affected by that, because in order to get likes and views on TikTok or follows, you got to promote your clips, and that means you got to pay. Okay, and I don't have a problem with that. Um, but I'll get into that. We're talking about paying. I'll get into that. But pretty much, I stopped paying for promotion within TikTok, even though I still use it, because I don't know, what's going to happen. I'd rather put my financial resources somewhere else that is more stable. And I've just started investing more into Instagram, to be honest, and to YouTube. So um, once TikTok gets settled and I see what's going on, I probably will start getting back into investing into TikTok. All right. So that being said, full disclosure, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, this series is talking about promoting your brand, your music, your events. Okay. And with every social media platform, it's a community, okay, within itself. They're not all the same. And with every community, they pretty much consume content differently. So if you go on Twitch, that is hours and hours, and I can't believe it, but people will sit there for hours and hours and watch other people do what they do. I can't imagine myself doing that. I just don't even have the time to do that. So I'm not a Twitch person, even though I put out stuff on Twitch. I stream on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch now, but I'm not a consumer of Twitch because I don't have, 2 or 3 hours to watch anything, let alone like more than that. So, and I'm not going to sit there and be trying to comment and make comments, and it's not my thing. Okay. But the people who go to Twitch, that is what they love to do. They like to play video games, watch other people play video games. They like to comment. They like to have discussions, and they'll sit there for hours, and that's okay. All right. So the first thing you have to understand, and I use the phrase have to, and I say that strongly because a lot of times people treat every social media platform the same. And what you're going to have to do is understand every platform is different. Okay. So today we're talking about TikTok. This is not going to apply when it comes down to Instagram, and it's not going to apply when it comes down to YouTube. Okay. So if you want to know what I suggest that you do on Instagram, the videos on my Mad Scientist YouTube channel, go look at it, like, subscribe, and now I probably can say you can join, and to support the channel, you can join. It's the cheapest one. I think to join is like $2, right? So it's the cheapest level. I guess I could make it like 10 cents. I don't know, but I just went with the default, and they said like 1.99. So that way you can continue to support the channel, the YouTube channel. You can join now. Later on, I'm going to start adding content that will require that you do become a member in order to see it. I just got to figure it all out. All right, so let's get into TikTok and what I do in order to promote um, myself, my music, and my brand. And I'll give you, and we're gonna go look at exactly my my channel so that you can see exactly what it is that I do. Okay. My TikTok profile, I should say. Chrome. Okay, there it is. Turn off the sound. Okay, so for those who have me on YouTube, you see what you see. For those who are listening to this on the radio, I'll describe what you're seeing. I just don't want people to get confused. Remember, this is a radio on Power 975 LA, and also I'm on YouTube streaming. Okay. All right. So this is my profile, DJ Mad Scientist, right? And I want to kind of, just give you all the things that you're going to need to do in order to really be successful at having a TikTok profile. Now, the first thing is first. Let's go. I have my Mad Science, which is across all of the social media platforms. I'm Mad Science. Okay. So that's the first thing. You want this to be consistent. On IG, it's Mad Science. On TikTok, Mad Science. On Facebook, Mad Science. Second thing is, and which is really important, is I'm telling everyone who I am. So the most important thing on here is where you see the word DJ. Okay, on my profile, yes, I have a picture of myself. So that's important, but way more important than the picture of myself is the term DJ. Okay. That was one of the mistakes I made when I first got on. I just kind of put Mad Scientist. And I realized that I know who I am, but people don't know who I am. Okay. Um, and so the most important thing is I have DJ. Okay. The next thing is for those who are listening on the radio, I'm following 336 people. I That's not really significant. I follow who I choose to follow. I have 2,390 followers. Okay. And that's significant because I have over 1,000 followers, I can go live. Okay. And I use this to go live when I'm at the club. This is Friday night. For those who are on the and I'm in California, so it's Friday night. I'll be at the club and I will be live, broadcasting live. Okay. For those who are listening on the radio Saturday, okay, you won't see that live unless you already know that I'm going to go live every Friday night from 10 p.m. until 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or California time. Okay. But because I have over 1,000 followers, I can go live. I can also, because I have, over 1,000 followers, I'm approved to, I am approved to do affiliate advertising on this channel. Okay. I have not started it yet, but I am approved to do so. Okay. So I could throw some clips in here where I'm selling, whatever I decide I want to sell. Okay. And I'm approved to do that. There are some other monetization opportunities that I'm approved for. I just haven't really spent the time, to be honest, to look at those because by the time I'm doing a radio show, I'm getting down to doing 2 shows, plus I DJ. I'm not finding a lot of time to spend 100% of my time in TikTok. Okay, as much as they would like for me to do. Once you get a certain amount of followers, they're going to be sending you like, hey, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this. Okay, so that's the one thing I like about TikTok. It's made for monetization. Okay, and I'm a little afraid that once the ownership is changed, I want to know how much monetization they will allow. But right now, as it stands, this channel is good for monetization. There's so many ways to monetize or make money on this platform. And there are people who make a ton of money. I probably should spend more time trying to make money on TikTok, But here's the deal. I like being in the analog world. This is a digital, what I call digital world, and I like being in the analog world. And for those like myself who like being in the analog world, we're going to have to figure out ways to balance between the analog world and the digital world, because the digital world has so much opportunities for you to make money without like leaving your house. Okay, you don't have to like leave your house in order, like I could sit here and just do, affiliate marketing here at the studio or at my house, and I won't have to be around people. I don't have to have I don't have to have a setup. That's the great thing about TikTok is it doesn't have to look professional. It doesn't have to look all like glitzy and gleamy. It could just be just you talking, being real. And the more, authentic and real you are on TikTok, the more people trust you. Whereas if you have like, and we'll talk about this when we talk about the clips, if you have the clips that are like all like pre-made and they're all professionally made, they don't do as well organically because people think, okay, that's not real. Okay. So yeah, you could do affiliate marketing. We'll get into all the ways that you can make money. But I have 2,390 followers. I will say this: the way that you get more followers, okay, is you got to promote your videos. Now, right now, for those who are looking at, at the stream, you can see my organic views are down. Okay, I've got like 122, 129, 165, 47 on one. But prior to this, my views were much higher because I was spending a lot more money, okay, promoting it. Okay, there's a reason why I got. So I have a clip here with 7,000 views, 5,000 views, 1,100 views, 3,000 views, because I was spending 2,900 views. I was spending the money in order to make that happen. And as you promote your videos, you get more followers. And we're going to talk about the type of content after we get past this little introductory part. But it's going to be important that you understand that in order to get this many followers, you got to promote yourself. People don't know that you exist. There's a ton, millions of people on this platform, and it's not the platform's responsibility to promote you. It's only here to allow you to exist, but you're going to have to promote yourself. And in any business, no matter what kind of business you're in, promotion is never free. Okay. And your landlord, if you were to, like, I'm going to a club tonight, the club has, is there a location? Um, it's not the landlord's responsibility to promote that club. The club has to spend money to promote itself. All the landlord does is say, "Hey, here's the keys. You can turn on lights, do what you got to do, but you got to promote yourself." And so this is what the platforms say. They say, "Listen, you can come in for free, okay? You can upload your content, but you got to do the job to promote yourself. We have all the people here. You got to have to do the job." So point number one that's most important is that, yeah, you got to pay in order to do your promotion. That's what we're talking about. Okay, promotion. You got to pay for that promotion. So many people feel like, well, I shouldn't have to pay for that. If I just do good content and then I tag it, I title it, and I tag it, it should get around and go viral. It doesn't work like that. And I know a lot of people, they go viral and they don't tell you, but no, you make yourself go viral. You can go viral 100 times, 100% of the time. You just gotta have to pay for it. And it's not, and the thing is, it's not really expensive. Okay. I mean, a lot of times to promote a video, I would just pay like maybe $5, $10. So it's not that expensive. So I feel like if I wanted to go viral, I would start off by putting $100 into a video, okay, and make it go viral. I feel like $100 to make any of these videos go viral, okay. I just got to spend $100, okay, and I'll get way more followers. And if the content is consistent with who I am and what I do, then those followers will come and see you in the analog world or the live world. I okay, let me before I get into that, let me digress. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is you want to tell people what it is you do. Okay. I'm a party vibe DJ. I'm in Los Angeles, Orange County, and Long Beach. I have a Taco Tuesdays event, a brunch event, and I do nightclubs. That's it. You don't have to put, a long story about your life. Just what is it that you do, and then you want to put your website or whatever links you have. I recommend websites because it's like you can put everything there, and you can put way more than the link tree and everything else. But I realize that websites are things that a lot of people either don't know how to do or they don't have the money to do. I know how to pretty much update my own website, so I don't have a problem with having a website. And there you go. Okay. This right here is your profile description. Okay. For those who are on the radio, again, I apologize. I'm just, if you go to your profile on your TikTok, and what you want to do is you just want to tell people what it is that you do, and just keep it simple. Okay. The most important thing is you want to tell people who you are. I'm a DJ, mad scientist, not just mad scientist. Okay. And I want to say this. The reason why I was concerned about it is because I got mad scientist trademarked. For all those who are wondering, yes, I got it trademarked. And I was like, well, do I have to pay more money to have DJ? And my lawyer was like, no, because of what you do. You can't have somebody saying they're mad scientists or DJ mad scientist doing the same thing you do. Okay. So that's for all those who are mad scientists. I'm about to get a letter. I'm just playing. Anyway, all right. So we have videos here, and I kind of wanted to just give you an idea of what the content is. Now, I'm a DJ. So the content that I'm going to provide to them is showing them that I'm a DJ. And I have a Taco Tuesday, so I have Taco Tuesday clips. Okay. I have Saturday brunch clips, and I also have nightclub clips. That's what I have. Okay. The important reason to understand that, the reasoning behind that is if you start, a lot of times people will want to start putting their personal business on their professional site, and people don't want they don't want to be confused by that. Also, you're not helping yourself with the platform, because again, the platform wants to be clear what it is that who you are. Who are you, and what is it that you do? So the platform is looking on here and says, okay, you're a DJ. You do party vibes in LA, OC, Long Beach, Taco Tuesdays, brunch, nightclubs. If I start talking about, you know, physics and or if I start talking about politics because I think I'm gonna get more clicks with politics, it's confusing to everyone. Okay, people who like politics will come here and be like, huh? And they're not going to enjoy the other content that you're showing them. They're not going to say, oh, well, he's a DJ too. No, that's not why they came to TikTok. They came there to discuss and discover politics. At the same time, the people who are wanting to discuss and discover DJs, they might not like my political views, and that will be a turnoff. And at the end of the day, when I'm a DJ, I'm not talking about politics. I'm just DJing, and I'm giving people for Saturday brunch. I'm giving them a show on Saturday brunch, not talking about politics. Okay. So you want to be clear as to what you're doing with the content. Okay. When I first got on TikTok, I was putting everything. And so then, and it was confusing, because I'm into fitness. So I wanted to put my fitness stuff. I'm into cooking my own food. So I would put that in there. Either of those things have to do with DJ. So I had to take those videos off and just keep it DJ. Okay, I'm a DJ. So when you are putting content on your TikTok page, you want to make sure the content is consistent with what it is that you've told everyone and the platform that you are. You want to be consistent. That way, your organic views will increase. And in addition to that, I've gotten people coming to my events, my club, my Taco Tuesday, and my Saturday brunch events based upon TikTok views or TikTok content. TikTok has become probably the third biggest search engine, especially for events and for food. People want, if they're looking for food or events, they're coming here to TikTok. They're not really coming here for music. Okay. They go to YouTube, and that's why we're going to talk about YouTube. When they want to discover music, they go to YouTube. When they want to discover events, when they want to discover things to do, when they want to discover, places to go, then they come to TikTok. And what I'm doing is I'm giving them a consistent, um, choice, okay, as to what to do on Tuesdays, Saturday brunch, and at nightclubs. And they can decide whether or not in the city of Long Beach, LA, or Orange County. And they can decide if they want to come to the event. And I'm happy to say a lot of people have decided to come out to the event. So the $5 that I invest into, promoting this is, I have to check my time. Okay, I got plenty of time. The $5 that I invest or the $10 I invest into promoting these videos, I make that money back easily. Okay, easily. Okay, it's not even close. I make way more than $5 or $10. Okay, at one of these events. Okay, so this is well worth it. So if you're having an event, or if you are want to, hype up your brand, okay, TikTok is an excellent tool to use. You just have to know how to use it. Now, once you have the content, the most important thing to do is to title and tag. Okay, title and tag is the most important thing. And so for me, I'm going to switch over to I'm going to switch over to a document. For those who are I'm going to stop sharing but I'll come back to this. Okay. Let me go and share screen. No. Okay. Okay. So for those who are on the stream, what you're looking at is a Word document. For those on the radio, I'm showing everyone a Word document that I created where I have my TikTok tagging, and I actually save it for all the things that all the type of events I do. So the first one here is Saturday brunch and day party at Agave Kitchen in downtown Long Beach, California, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. All ages welcome. Okay, so that's the title. That's the title part. Now, if you notice, I'm being very specific. It's a Saturday brunch and day party. What's the location? So the event name is Saturday Brunch and Day Party. Location, Agave Kitchen. Where? In downtown Long Beach, California. Because I know that's how people search. They're looking for something to do. Oh, girl, hey, let's go to Saturday brunch. Where? I don't know. Let's see what's going on in Long Beach. What part of Long Beach? Downtown Long Beach. Okay, downtown Long Beach. And that's where I come up. Now, I also know that people will search in the most craziest ways. So TikTok is really, really great at telling you how people find certain things to do. So over time, I've taken note of these things that people search, how people search. So they search with brunch, Saturday brunch, brunch vibes, what to do in Long Beach, foodie, food and drink, bar and grill, Long Beach, California, things to do in Long Beach, um, you know, best hip hop lounges in Long Beach. I take a note of all of these things and I keep it in a file on a Word document and I just copy and paste. Every time I put up new content, I copy and paste. That way, no matter what, I have Memorial Day weekend on here, Mother's Day weekend, okay, Mother's Day brunch, okay. I'm out here in California, so I have something that says Mexican Mother's Day. I didn't know that was a thing, but it's a thing. And so I'm going to stop sharing this. Oh, before I stop, I have the same thing for my Taco Tuesdays, and I have the same thing for my nightclub, Hype Friday nights at Agave Ultra Lounge and nightclub in downtown Long Beach. Okay. So I have a bunch of tags for that one. Okay. Stop sharing. I need to stop saying when I was in college, I took a class on speaking, and the teacher was like, try to get out of the habit of saying and I've kind of forgotten that. Okay, so now we're showing you the TikTok channel, my TikTok channel again, and you'll see for this particular content, I have the title, which is nightclub content. So I have Hype Fridays at Agave Ultra Lounge and Nightclub in downtown Long Beach, California. I have the title, right? And then I have all of the tags. It's very important that you put all of these tags. There is no situation where you can just put up a video and just magically be found. This is a search engine. So therefore, you have to have tags in order for people to search. Okay. I know a lot of people are like, tagging, do you really need it? And there's a lot of people that say you don't really need it. It is important because what it does, number one, is it makes your content searchable. And number two, it tells the platform who you are, what you're doing, what's the point? Because all these search engines are just digital libraries. So if you remember going into the library, most people don't. I used to work at a library. Funny, huh? If someone says, hey, I need a book on this, then if your book is not properly titled and tagged, there's no way we're going to find it. It's like thousands of books in the library. How are we just going to I know this one book. I just know where it's at. It's not titled, it's not tagged or anything, but I can just tell you where it's at. Okay, that's just not going to happen. So I would tell you it's so important, so very, very important. And like I said, this is not something that's hypothetical. This is how I generate money. Okay, so the 2 seconds that it takes for you to create a title and a bunch of tags is worth it when you're making the money that you're making. Okay, trust me, it is so worth it for me. I do it every time. Yes, every time. Okay, so with TikTok, um, just to kind of rehash, and I'm looking at my time. Okay, so I got like 10 more minutes. Okay, so just rehashing, what we're talking about. We're talking about TikTok. When it comes down to the content, it's important that number one, you have a really great um, profile that just keeps it simple. Keep it simple. Don't try to be complicated on your profile. Okay. Just tell people what you do. If you're a DJ, I'm a DJ. You tell people where you DJ and, any events. That's it. Okay. I'm a DJ for Taco Tuesday. I'm a DJ for brunches. I'm a DJ for nightclubs. Another thing that the profile will do, it acts as a resume because most venues, they want to see your social media um, footprint. Okay. They want to know that you are active on social media. So, and even if you're an artist, you're like, hey, I'm a rapper or I'm a singer. Same thing applies. I'm saying DJ, but the same thing applies if you're an artist, if you're a rapper or singer. Okay. If you're a producer, if you're a rapper, just put on there, who you are, mad scientist, rapper, mad scientist, singer. So people know. And then the the clips that you have are of you rapping or singing. Okay. Whether you're rapping just by yourself in the clips, okay, maybe you're freestyling, or maybe you're just singing in the clips, right? People will be able to see, oh, this person is a rapper or singer. Or if you're singing or rapping at an event, okay, don't say you're a rapper and then you're telling jokes. It's confusing for everyone. And then, like I said, with the content, let the content be consistent. And at the same time, drop content consistently. Okay. I drop content once a week. Okay. It doesn't have to be a lot, but I drop content once a week because if people see that you have a lot of content, they'll be like, oh, okay, this guy is serious. Okay. This guy is serious. Okay. He's really doing it. It's not just like a one time thing. Now, I will tell you this in terms of content, I am going to get into doing affiliate marketing. Now that I qualify for it, you can make commission off of the products that are for sale in TikTok. TikTok is like Amazon, right? And they will sell things at a discount. Okay. It is discounted for the price is cheaper than Amazon. The catch, if anyone's asking, what's the catch? Amazon, you get your stuff right away, right? You order it, next day it's there. I think it takes like maybe 2 or 3 days. It just takes longer to get the product to you, but it's cheaper. Okay. And then, so yes, you can have content on here where you know, affiliate marketing. Now, for me, my plan is, and I don't know how this is going to work, but my plan is I'll probably do drop an affiliate every 2 weeks. Why? Because the people who decide to follow me, they're not here for shopping. They're here to know, okay, what's going on? What are you doing? You still doing that Saturday brunch? You still doing a Taco Tuesday? They're not here to go shopping. So for me to drop something like that, I will want to see the effect. If it has a negative effect, or let's say I'm not getting any sales, then I'm probably going to discontinue it. Why? Because I don't want to confuse my followers, and I don't want. And the thing about TikTok followers is once they realize that you're inauthentic, and inauthentic doesn't mean that. I don't mean inauthentic as in like you can't sell anything, but if they're there to buy things from you, then they want that from you. If they're there for DJing, then they want that from you. They don't want you to confuse the two. Okay. And I've tried to like, I've on here tried on my page to sell just my own merch, right? And I can pretty much tell you it has not worked. I'll be honest with you. Has not worked. I don't have, all these followers have not said, oh, let me go buy some mad scientist merch. Okay. So I'm going to see what the affiliate marketing does and how it does and how it works. If it works, I'll let you know. If it doesn't work, I will definitely let you know. Okay. Um, Also, another way that I use this is I will go live. Okay. But when I'm live, I am DJing again, once again. Now, I'm sitting here going live on YouTube. Why am I not going live on TikTok? Because TikTok, on TikTok, I'm DJ Mad Scientist. Okay. I'm not talking about DJing right now. Now, if I were talking about the intricate details of being a DJ, then yeah. But I'm not DJing. My followers didn't come here to TikTok to be lectured on how to DJ. That is, I don't have a bunch of DJ followers. Most of my followers are frankly women who want to go to events. They want to have their birthday party at either at Taco Tuesday, Saturday brunch, or at the nightclub. They're not interested in the details of how to DJ. They don't care about that. All they care is when is your next event, and can you like make your reservation? Can you make my reservations, mad scientist, so I can have my seating at your Taco Tuesday, Saturday brunch, or nightclub? That's what they care about. If I start getting on here talking about DJing and how to DJ and what songs, if I start talking about music marketing, it's confusing to everyone. You know, it's like when I go to I don't go to McDonald's. Okay, so let me not use that example. If I go to out here, I go to Tams, right? I go to Tams, and I get the same thing from Tams. Okay, colossal burger, and if you're from California, you know Tams. I get the colossal burger combo. If I went to Tams and they start trying to sell me, I don't know, Greek food, I would be confused. I'm like, what's going on? I didn't come here to get Greek food from Tams. Or if they said, now we serve Chinese food, I would not trust it because I would be like, like I grew up in Compton, right? And they had some of these Chinese places where they would sell Chinese food and fried chicken. I never went to the Chinese food place to get fried chicken. Why? Because I'm going to the Chinese place or Chinese food place to get Chinese food. If I want fried chicken, I'm probably going to go to Popeyes. Okay. If I go to Popeyes, I don't want them selling me, I don't know, Jamaican food. It's too confusing. That's not why I came here. Let me have my Popeyes chicken. Okay. I don't want to do the Jamaican jerk. Okay. And so that's how you have to approach your TikTok page is don't confuse not only the platform, but you confuse your followers and you're giving them something in your mind a little extra, but that's not why they came. Okay, so that's why I don't do my live music marketing on TikTok, but I will do the live DJ set on my TikTok because I am DJing at a nightclub and they can see me do it live. Okay. And I've already told them I'm a DJ at nightclubs. So it's not something that they are like, oh, that's confusing. I don't want to go. I don't want to come see you. Um, I'm sitting here reading the comment. Somebody had a question. Okay, let me read the comment. What about the audio for the content? If someone is advertising a party at a club, should the audio be music from an artist that they play? And if so, how do you get around the copyright? Okay, that's a good question. Let me go ahead and answer that question. Now, when I post the content, the music that you hear, I use TikTok's already pre-approved, already, yeah, they're cool with it music. Okay. Um, I make music, so and a lot of you may be making music, and you may ask the question. Let me stop sharing because I want to see the comments. I'm kind of mad at myself for not seeing this comment right away and answering it. Okay. So I have music that I've released that is my music. And so I can choose to tell TikTok because it's in the TikTok system, use my music and whatever sound that I have embedded into that little clip, I turn it down and I use I can't really show. I would have to like upload. I wish I could show everyone how it's actually done. But the point is that you use TikTok's already music that they have in their library. If you want it to be your music, you're like, I want to use my own music, which I do that also. I want it to be my music. Well, you make sure your distributor gets your music to TikTok. I have a distributor that will get music to TikTok. Okay. And then I'll make sure my music is in there and I'll use my music as the background. Okay. The reason why I do that is because if you just say, no, I'm going to use the music that's embedded in the clip, right? And it's music and you don't own it, it may not be in the TikTok system. So therefore, and don't assume that, oh, this person's on Spotify, they should be on TikTok. No, don't assume that. So if you do decide to use that music, there is a chance that TikTok can say, hey, we're not going to show this clip, okay, because we don't recognize this music, right? So that's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up. Make sure you use the music that is already in TikTok. Now, if you're talking in the clip, let's say you're talking or singing or rapping, okay, that's a lot easier to do. That's a lot easier to use because it's your voice. Okay, it's your voice. But when you're talking about music, if you're using somebody else's music, you don't own that song. So you don't have the right to use it. TikTok has a right to allow you to use it. It has a right to use it, and then can then say, okay, look, I have a right to use it. You can put it on top of your clips. But all of us have not contacted music owners, which are the publishing companies and the record labels or the independent artists, right? We have not contacted those people and say, hey, can I use your music? So under no circumstance, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, no, you don't own that right to use anyone's music. Now you may say, well, mad scientist, I see people DJing live. You DJ live, right? And the issue is with that is that TikTok still reserves the right to shut you down on your live presentations when you're DJing, which is why for me personally, I don't spend too much time, DJing, just because I don't want to have to deal with that. But TikTok still has the right to shut you down. Okay. Even though they're allowing people to do it at any point in time, TikTok can say, no, I don't want you to do that. Okay. So, but just getting back to the question, if you're posting clips, use the music. That was a good question. That's something I forgot to mention. Okay. And if you may have to take a couple minutes to find. Also, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, in terms of the live presentations, the live presentations to me are kind of like if you're as a DJ, and I'm pretty sure rappers and singers also do this. If you are at a bar or if you're at a club, a lot of times at a bar, you'll have a tip jar. And so you're DJing and people will come by and tip, or they'll have a request and they'll tip. So I do tell you, if you have time to do the live, go ahead and do it because people will tip. I know people who it's real. I know they dedicate to it, but I don't do it. My reason is because I'm already Tuesday. I'm outside Fridays, Saturdays, DJing. Monday, and I'm doing brunches on Saturdays. Sundays, I try to do nothing, and so a lot of time yet in my schedule to sit there for, 2 to 4 hours waiting for people to tip me, right? But that's me. But I do know people who, when I say good money, I don't mean like $5, $10. We're about to wrap this up. Thank you so much for everybody who was listening. Thank you for those who came by on the live version. If you have any further comments or questions, you can, and you see this on YouTube, you can always ask, and I always answer the questions. Also, if you have comments, I'll always comment back. Okay. You don't have to agree with me. You could say, like, hey, I disagree with that. You do me a favor. If you do watch this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. The channel is growing. I'm almost up to 1,000 followers and really, really happy. So I got to start taking this more serious now because you guys are taking me serious, and I appreciate that. You also have a chance to join. So if you can, join. It's really, really cheap. That just supports the channel, and I appreciate when you support the channel. If you see this on Facebook or Twitch, I appreciate you too. I don't know how to monetize on Facebook and Twitch, so you still see it free. All right. Other than that, I will see you guys next Friday at 6, or if you listen to this on the radio, I will be back, the next Saturday, and we're going to be talking about YouTube, unless there's something breaking that is so important in music, right? Not politics, but music. But we'll be talking about how to make your money and how to promote yourself on YouTube. And then, like I said, the week after that, we'll talk about how to promote yourself on record pools. Okay. Thank you guys very much for being here. I appreciate your time. This is DJ Mad Scientist. And yes, this is the I'm on every day, Monday through Friday, for the Midday Madness show, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. On the iGlobal, Apple, Google, or Amazon. And there you go. Okay. Thank you very much. And I will see you guys next time. Pause. Wow.